This is NSAA 2021, Section 1, Question 8. So here we have a pattern of numbers. I'm not going to read them all now. We're asked to see if we can calculate what number will be directly below 196 in this pattern of numbers if it was to continue. So we're not going to write out all our patterns, that would take far too long. But let's look at the pattern we do have and see if we can find any tricks to see if we can work out what we have to do. So looking at the pattern, is there anything special we can see about the numbers, specifically the ones at the end? So the numbers at the end of each row are actually square numbers, and that actually helps us quite a lot, because what do we know about our number 196? This is itself a square number. It's 14 squared. So we know that the 196 is going to be the end of row 14. If we look back at our square numbers, the end of row 1 is 1, which is 1 squared. The end of row 2 is 4, which is 2 squared, and so on. So that must mean that 196 is going to be at the end of row 14, because it's 14 squared. So we know what 196 is. How do we know what's going to be directly below it? Well, if we work out how many numbers are in row 14, we can add that to 196 to get the number that's going to be right below it. So how many numbers are actually in row 14? So for this we have to look back at our pattern. What is the difference in numbers that we're adding on to the end of each row? Well, in row 1 we have 1, in row 2 we have 3 numbers, in row 3 we have 5, and in row 4 we have 7. We can see we're adding 2 to this every time. So let's see if we can write this as an equation. If we're adding by 2 every time, we can do 2n, and we know that has to be minus 1, as that brings us back to our original value. So for example, if we have row 2, if n equals 2, 2n is 4, minus 1 is 3, and we have 3 numbers in that row. So here is our equation for the amount of numbers in a row. We want to know how many numbers are in row 14, so our n is going to be 14. So we can do 2 times 14, take away 1. That means there are going to be 28 minus 1 numbers, or 27 numbers in row 14. So let's add that to 196 and see what number we get. We get 223, so that is going to be the number that's directly below 196 in the pattern. So our answer is F.